Hey there, and welcome to the 120th video in From Backpack to Boss, my FM17 Journeyman save. As you probably could tell by the thumbnail and kind of what's going on behind me here, we're going to be wrapping the series. FM18 is coming out early part of November. The beta, so you do a beta save, comes out 2 weeks before that. And we already did international management. I feel like if I jumped into another club, I wouldn't have enough time. Even if I was doing every other day, and we look at the calendar, I haven't done the math, but like I might be able to get 10 episodes out. And I just don't feel like that's enough to really sink your teeth into. As you guys know, I've been working on getting more sleep, trying to get rid of some of this raccoon eye thing I got going on. And that's going all right. But I do have a couple things before we hop into this today that I need your help on. I want to just talk about the save a little bit today, and I hope you find that interesting. I'm saying a lot. You're not supposed to do that, but whatever. But I want to know from you if you could get something in probably the last episode, which will be the next episode of From Backpack to Boss, what would it be? Now, I've asked this in the Discord community that we've got growing. The link is in the description. And Eduardo, I'm sorry, Eduardo. How you doing, Eduardo? I just know he's Eduardo. Valente. I thought it was Valentine or Valente. Eduardo in the Discord community said, hey, why don't you pick a best 11? Like, pick a formation and pick a best 11. So that's something I'm looking to do. But I also want to know from you, like, what do you want to see? Do you want to get a snapshot of a certain player? Is there somebody that was super memorable to you that you're interested in seeing? Obviously, we'll do a checkup on these clubs here and see how they've been doing. I may bump it out into the future a little bit to where you're getting, more of like a 5-year snapshot of what happened with the club. So it's not just like, here's what happened the very next day. It's more like what happened over a 5-year span. And that way we're also getting it for the careers of the players that we're interested in seeing. But I want to know from you in the comments, what do you want to see? Who do you want to see? What are you most interested in kind of a epilogue of the save. So that having been said, and you can be thinking on that as I keep rambling on here, I want to give just a massive thank you to every single one of you that's watched this series. It pains me a little bit now when I go back and I watch the first 50 episodes, but the first, like, especially a couple episodes of From Backpack to Boss, they're also one of the most, like, viewed ones on the channel. So it's kind of like, I'm just sitting there, people go, like, they maybe see, like, 3 episodes ago from this one, and then they go, oh, let's go see the whole series, and they go back and go, ah! And it's just like, I've learned so much about football, about editing, about video stuff, like a green screen behind me that you can't see, about image editing to get backgrounds and thumbnails and all that kind of stuff going. I have learned an absolute ton from this community. You guys have been amazing partners to me on this journey. It was really a journey. As I say this a lot, but if for some reason this is the first time you're watching an episode of mine, I don't know what to tell you. Thanks, I guess. But I loved soccer growing up, but it wasn't like when I was growing up, MLS almost folded in the United States. And so soccer has kind of been like this thing. And I know I just said soccer twice and you're unsubscribing right now. Football, but that's what we call it here, right? Has been kind of like this deep thing inside of me, and I really got into it in the Euros of 2016, especially the Ireland fans, and like that there was like a really positive vibe around that, and I thought it was really cool. And the football was awesome, and it was on like all day long on my TV. I saw some guys do some videos. I saw Loki Doki, I saw Lujo do some videos, and then late last year, 2016, I think it was late last year, maybe the beginning part, like New Year's resolution time frame. Lelujo said, I want there to be like 500 content creators out there by this time next year. And he kind of like issued a challenge. And I had been watching Loki Doki on business trips where I was traveling away from my family for like 3 or 4 nights at a time and hanging out in my hotel room by myself watching YouTube videos, because that's all I had the energy to do. I was wiped out from my workday and just watching videos. I was like, I'm going to give this a shot. Why not, right? And so I got the game, and I mean, I could have picked a more simple game to start my YouTubing career, you could say. Because I feel like the learning curve in Football Manager is kind of like, like there's so much more to it than what meets the eye, and there's so many different boxes and things and tactics and mentalities and like it was overwhelming. But I got a lot of love from the community right at the beginning, because I think I tweeted at Loki Doki and said, "Hey, start my channel," and like he was the first person to comment, so thank you, Loki. Which is really weird now that he's like 22,000 subscribers. But I got a lot of love. I had people hop on and subscribe, and they have watched me grow. And I think I've grown. Like, I don't think that's being braggadocious. I think I've grown. I've got a green screen, so like my equipment's grown, right? And this doesn't necessarily come across as showing that growth because I'm kind of rambling and saying a lot. But there were some people, and I've got it pulled up here. I loaded all of the comments that I've ever had on the channel, which almost broke my browser. But Lejuba Pokemon, I haven't seen a comment from Lejuba in a while. Hopefully he's doing okay. He was the second person to ever comment on my videos. Sharky, that came along from Twitch. Haven't heard from him in a bit, but he was here. Some of the people that I still hear from, Thresh1642 was one of the first ones. So Thresh, I've seen you like in the last week. So hi Thresh, how you doing? Craig Haley, you've been here the whole time. You gave me the idea for my next Journeyman save, so thank you, Craig. Jeremy Bessie, you were here too. Max Zidane was here. He hasn't been around in a good bit, but maybe he'll come back if we go back into Scotland, something like that. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that's been around like super long. I'm sure there is, and then I'm dropping the ball and forgetting you, and now I've offended you, and now you hate me. But hopefully that's not the case. But there are a lot of people that helped guide me and say like, you probably want to not put everybody on attack, or like you have to balance your formation. Like we're explaining the basics of how the game worked. Now, like I knew you didn't want like your central defenders on attack, but you know, like figuring out how to balance a formation, how to do scouting, stuff like that. All that's come from you guys. And me watching some videos on my own, but a vast majority of my knowledge has come from you guys. And it's just been really awesome for me to see, like, I knew absolutely, there it is, get this right eventually. I knew absolutely nothing about the Scottish leagues at all. I mean, I heard of Celtic and Rangers, okay? But League Two, Sterling Albion, you'd offer me $1 million and I would never have known what that was. I'm now actually like, if I have to pick a club, Sterling Albion is my club, and they're doing really well this year. They're like top of the table, 19 points. They're 6-1-1. Come on, Beanos. But it's like, that's so cool. Like, I don't have a club locally. I mean, I have like a really lower level team that plays for like 4 weeks in the summer in the US, so I don't really have like a local team. Professional teams are too far because America's big, y'all. But Sterling is like my club now, right? And I've still got, where'd it go? Oh, it's behind my green screen. I still have that pin. I'm gonna get it. Of course I am. You'll wait. It's fine. Hello, there it is. I still have my old school Sterling Albion pin. I guess you can't see it unless I do this, maybe. There it is. That I got on eBay as part of the save. I still have the Honig Zanka and the FC Kaiserslautern pins as well. But I've kind of become a fan of Sterling Albion, and I don't know, it's just like this random thing that the game decided like they were looking for a manager, because a lot of people, like, not a lot, but I saw some saves on YouTube where that's the club that people started out with a lot of times. But like that's totally cool. And now, like, if I ever make it to Scotland, I've had a European trip before, but if I ever make it to Scotland, I'm going to go see a Sterling game, because I don't know, I just feel like a connection to them now. I didn't know anything about Poland in general, minus some like random World War II facts. And so learning about, you know, Honig Zanka Honice, like working on the language and all the stuff that goes into that, and trying to say things on my videos correctly, because I really try and not butcher a language, because I feel like I'm going to offend somebody from that language area. And they're gonna be like, oh, stupid American. So it's a little bit of guilt and a little bit, and mostly not wanting to offend somebody. So learning about Honig Zanka was awesome. Getting the jump to Kaiserslautern, I was actually kind of scared, to be honest with you. I was scared when I left Sterling, because I was afraid I was going to alienate like the very tiny audience I had at the very beginning of the channel. And then I was scared to leave Honig Zanka, not because of that, but because it was going from like, what is the Polish Lotto S Ekstraklasa to the Bundesliga. And I was like, that's a bit of a jump. Like, I was expecting that, and it was like this legit thing where they reached out to me and offered me an interview, and I got the job. So that was cool to do, like a long save with a club to get into the Champions League. Never done that, obviously, before. Didn't really know much about the Champions League, like in real life either, to be completely honest with you. And then how it worked out. I'm gonna get this right eventually. Where's my finger? There it is, way over there. With taking over the USA national team, going to the World Cup, getting to, like, it was far enough along in the game to where there had been some roster changes from the current squad, but there was also some of those youngsters that I hear about on podcasts that I listen to that have kind of grown up in the game, like in FM17, that is getting to coach, and obviously you had Christian Pulisic, so that was a lot of fun, and I think that came through in the videos. I got some comments on that, like, you really seemed into that. Well, yeah, like, I'm a team, I got Team USA stuff, like, I got the jersey back there, and I got another shirt, and like, that's my team, right? So I don't know, I was gonna just hop in and start looking at past teams and stuff like that on this video, but it didn't seem right. I kind of wanted to like lay all the cards on the table, say thank you, and then ask you all what you wanted to see. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So make sure you leave those comments. I feel like I'm missing something that I wanted to say, but I'm not going to go back and edit this. I'm just going to do it off the cuff. I've had an absolute blast. I've learned so much. And again, it's not just about these leagues here, because obviously you're scouting elsewhere. So my soccer fandom has gone up a lot, and that's been part of my journey on YouTube and Football Manager. Like, it's called From Backpack to Boss. It's a journeyman save, but it's also been part of like my real life journey, and that has been an absolute ton. So I wanted to just say thank you. You guys have been awesome. I really appreciate it. I have a lot of cool things lined up that I'm going to be doing between now and FM18, and then once FM18 hits, I've got a beta save that I've almost figured out who I'm going to be. I've got 2 different saves that we're going to be running simultaneously on the channel when FM18 comes out. I do have a trip I'm going to be taking with my wife. It's going to be awesome, except for the fact that it's right probably when the beta is going to be coming out, and I'm going to be freaking out about that, but we're just going to roll with it. So that's kind of an insight into what's going on in my world. This has gone on for probably a bit too long, but I did just want to say thanks. It was just, I don't know, it was just kind of weighing on me. This journey has meant a lot to me. Your support has meant a lot to me. So smash a like on it. As always, likes and comments and sharing this video are huge in the eyes of the YouTube algorithm. So when you smash a like on it, you're telling YouTube, I like this content. I don't know. I'm not saying you got to share the epilogue part 1 because that's kind of a weird thing to share. Like if you're trying to get someone to watch the channel, you could share something else. But if you like it and you leave a comment, it would mean a lot to me. You guys have been great. I'm going to stop saying that. I've probably said that probably 14 times this far in the video. And now I'm shaking my desk with my hands because I hit it with my hands and I saw my camera woggle. So sorry about that. I'm a professional. So anyway, coming up soon, I'm going to have the intro, at least part of the intro to one of my saves is going to be on the Discord channel probably this morning. By the time you're watching this, it should be live. And then I'll slowly reveal it on the channel. If you don't feel like joining Discord, no problem. Whatever, that's fine. But I'll reveal on the channel what we're going to be doing. I have an intro, not episode, but like an intro video for my club save that I'm going to be doing in FM18. And then we'll see what happens with the beta. So I'm still working on the beta stuff. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next episode. Let me know what you want to see. Who's your favorite player from the Journeyman or from Backpack to Boss? Let me know. Leave a comment. We'll see you later.